This journey has not always been this straight and narrow journey. I had a lot of bumps and bruises along the way. Living with a single parent, I found happiness in the streets and my friends. I found guidance with gang members, even living on the edge with guns and knives. And I'm not a violent guy, but you had to survive that lifestyle. It was just hectic, having to grow up and be responsible and find a better way for my children. Having that education kind of propelled me, and I became the dean of students of this charter school called New Covenant. After it closed, I went to Green Tech High Charter School and I became the dean of students there. And then I became the head basketball coach. I started that program from scratch. 4 years' time, we won a state championship. Albany's first public school championship. Budget cuts, I was let go. The hardest thing ever in my life. It led me into depression. I lost my car. I was in a homeless shelter, but I always kept my basketballs in the bag and walked to the parks and finished doing God's work.
My father's always had a dream, take kids from the inner city and give them a purpose. We always had the programs, we've always had the camps. During their breaks, the kids are out of school, and instead of going to find trouble, come to us. With most of the kids, we can relate through basketball.
That ball is the key. Once they start dribbling the basketball, that would give me a good chance to say, yo, pull your pants up. Excuse me, you didn't speak to me when you walked in here. Teaching them manners.
You get straight up, tell it like it is, get a hug when needed, and cut the nonsense out. My connection with Jamil goes back quite a few years. I have 2 kids that have been in his program. What's deeper than just basketball, the mission here that we try to put together is definitely more of the life skills.
He's providing an atmosphere where kids can learn to make really good judgment calls. My son, when he first started coming, was very quiet. His interactions now with people are much different because Coach is involved with everything. Churches and food drives, and he'd call upon all his kids that played basketball with him. So he did a lot of volunteer work. All of that has just made him much more well-rounded. It's a huge transformation to watch, and that's all because of Coach.
We get kids from different counties, different cities, and so you get a mixture of different kids coming in here. It bridges the gaps. During COVID, we never shut down. We went to Washington Park and we started working people out. And so it went from 3 to 4 people to 30 to 40.
We've always tried our hardest to be a year-round program, so we would rent out space. During the pandemic, buildings were closed, and my grandmother, the owner of this building, invited us in.
Coming here at Frank Chapman, 341st Street, I promised the family and I promised everybody involved that I wouldn't just fix the gym.
Jamil Hood had a vision. He said, I am going to make this a home for our community. To come into this facility now and see brand new carpeting and paintings of the walls of all of these people who our children look up to, it makes you feel like, okay, I'm going to a place where I do feel safe.
We do everything from after-school programs to mentoring to nonviolence activities, gun violence control, making sure senior citizens are getting transportation. We have a literacy program, music studio, and a health and fitness program.
Jamil Hood has been a wonderful person. To be able to have my son come to a place where I grew up is amazing to me. And to have people in the community that can also come here and motivate and encourage, it's a wonderful feeling.